You messed with humans? Bad move. They thought we were weak, predictable, harmless. They laughed at our ships, mocked our tactics, even called Earth a training exercise. But they never saw him. They never heard her voice in their comms. And they sure as hell never faced humans who fight like it's personal. This isn't just war, it's payback. And when humans play that game, you won't survive to regret it. Welcome to Historia Unseen, where I, your story narrator, the guy who tells you the things your history teacher never dared to, bring you tales of humans who make the galaxy nervous. Today's story? It's about what happens when someone makes the mistake of picking a fight with Earth. Let's begin. The alien general leaned back in his tall command chair, silver armor gleaming under the cold blue light. He smirked as he replayed the intercepted human broadcast. It was some kind of warning, a human voice, deep and calm, saying, "Do not provoke Earth." To him, it sounded like a joke. Around him, the officers chuckled. One young alien captain tilted his head. "General, humans are primitive. They still use ballistic weapons." The general waved a hand lazily. "Exactly. They're barely out of their gravity well. What can they possibly do to us?" But in the far corner of the Galactic Council chamber, a tall human in a black Earth Navy jacket heard every word. Commander Jack Hayes. Broad shoulders, faded scars across his jaw. That kind of smile that said he'd already thought about 10 different ways to kill you, and picked the most fun one. He didn't speak. He didn't move. He just sipped his drink, and locked eyes with the general across the hall. It wasn't a glare. It wasn't a threat. It was something worse. A promise. 2 days later, the alien fleet entered human space. They came in big. Hundreds of sleek silver ships sliding out of warp like sharks, Smon. Ellingblood. They didn't hide. They didn't sneak. They wanted humans to see them. On Earth's orbital defense station, Jack stood at the command deck, boots on the console, coffee mug in one hand. He looked more like a guy on vacation than a man about to face a galactic armada. Next to him stood Lieutenant Carla Vega, pilot, hacker, dangerous curves under a skin-tight tactical flight suit that looked like it had been painted on. She leaned over the console, pretending to check readings. But Jack knew she was giving the alien fleet a nice long view through the docking bay cameras. "Bet they've never seen a welcome party like this," she said, voice dripping with playful danger. Jack smirked. "Bet they've never survived one." Down in the hangar, human Marines prepped in silence. No panic, no fear, just the slow, focused calm of people who like what's about to happen. The alien general's first move was simple: intimidation. A massive holographic broadcast lit up above Earth. "Humans, surrender, and you will be spared." Jack hit the comms button. "No." One word. No explanation. Carla grinned and leaned toward the mic. "Oh, and if you're thinking about boarding us, at least buy me dinner first." The alien general stiffened at the remark, clearly unsure if it was an insult, a threat, or something else entirely. Moments later, the first alien boarding ship locked onto an abandoned human cargo freighter drifting in orbit. The perfect easy target, or so they thought. The boarding team stormed inside, weapons raised, dim lights flickered. The air smelled like metal and something sharp, ozone from charged weapon coils. Their scanners said empty. They relaxed. Then, a deep voice from the shadows. "Boo!" The aliens turned just in time to see armored humans stepping out from behind stacked crates. Big, silent, grinning like they'd been waiting all week for this. The Marines move. Fast, too fast for the alien eyes to track. Close combat. No mercy. One alien tried to fire, but a human soldier caught the barrel, shoved it aside, and whispered something in his ear before breaking the weapon in half. The alien froze in confusion, his face turning a strange shade of green, then fell to the floor. Carla's voice came over the comms, smooth and amused. "Remember, boys, don't break them too fast. I like a little warm-up." The Marines chuckled as they dragged 2 stunned aliens toward the airlock. Back on the alien flagship, the general slammed a fist on the console. Humans are using psychological tactics. They are trying to unsettle us. But deep down, he felt something new, something he didn't want to name. Fear. Jack, watching from the command deck, knew this was only the start. He tapped the side of his mug, looking out at the endless black where more alien ships waited. "Let them come," he muttered. "Let's see how long they can laugh." In the distance, the alien fleet began to rearrange its formation. And somewhere inside that formation, a massive ship unlike any they'd faced before started moving toward Earth. Bigger, heavily armed, and carrying something dangerous. Carla glanced at the sensor feed, then at Jack. Her smirk faded for the first time. "That's new." Jack didn't answer. He just stood, watching, calculating. Because whatever that thing was, if it reached Earth, humans might not be able to stop it. The alien warship moved through the void like a predator that knew it was the biggest thing out there. Its dark armor swallowed the starlight, and its weapons hummed with a low, dangerous growl. From Earth's defense station, Jack Hayes watched it on the big screen. The readings didn't make sense. Too much power output for its size, too much speed for its bulk. This wasn't a standard flagship. This was something special. Beside him, Carla Vega leaned closer, her green eyes fixed on the data. "That T. Hing's built for one reason," she said softly. "To crush morale before the fight even starts." She tilted her head at Jack, lips curling into a teasing smirk. "Think they're trying to intimidate you, Commander?" Jack didn't answer right away. He just sipped his coffee. "They can try," he said finally, "but they're aiming at the wrong species." Carla chuckled. "I'll make sure to tell them, right before we blow them to pieces." On the alien flagship, the general studied the human formation. He noticed something strange. Humans weren't retreating. They weren't hiding behind their planet. Instead, they were holding position, waiting. One of his officers frowned. "General, humans are keeping their largest ship back. Almost like they want us to come closer." The general's eyes narrowed. "It's a bluff." But it wasn't. It was an invitation. Minutes later, the alien warship crossed into the kill zone. Jack's voice came over the fleet comms. "Target the weak points, make them feel it." And just like that, the trap snapped shut. From the shadows of the asteroid belt, human stealth ships appeared. Black hulls blending with space, armed with weapons the aliens hadn't even cataloged yet. The first shot came from Carla's fighter. A blue-white beam cut across the void and ripped through one of the alien ship's side cannons. She laughed into the comms. "Oops, was that important?" The aliens fired back, but their targeting struggled against the humans' unpredictable movements. Every time they thought they had a lock, the humans were already somewhere else, hitting harder, faster, closer. Jack's voice stayed calm through it all. "Remember, they think we're weak. Let's make them regret every second of that thought." In the chaos, Carla broke formation and streaked toward the enemy flagship. "Going for a little dance," she said. Jack frowned. "Carla, stick to the plan." Her voice came back, low and playful. "Relax, Commander. I never stick to just the plan." She dove between the alien ship's defense turrets, her fighter spinning like a daredevil stunt. Turrets fired wildly, missing by meters. On the alien bridge, officers shouted warnings. The general leaned forward, gripping the railing. "Who is that pilot?" Carla's ship skimmed along the warship's hull, planting small magnetic devices. When she pulled up and away, she whispered into her comms. "All yours, Jack." Jack hit the trigger. Every device exploded in a chain reaction, ripping through the enemy ship's outer armor and venting entire sections into space. The warship staggered, but it wasn't finished. Its central cannon began charging, a sphere of dark energy growing at its core. Jack's eyes narrowed. "That thing fires. Earth's gone." He opened a secure channel. "Carla, new mission. You're going inside." She laughed softly. "You just want me to get all the fun, don't you?" Jack smirked. "Just try not to flirt too much with their security." Her fighter peeled away toward the cannon's charging port. Every alien gun tracked her, every defense drone followed. Still, she moved like she was dancing through a storm, weaving between blasts that should have ended her. She was seconds away from the cannon when her comms lit up with a deep, unfamiliar voice. "Human pilot, your tricks end here." Carla's smile faded for just a moment, because that voice wasn't the alien general. It was something else. Something inside the warship. The voice inside Carla's cockpit was smooth. Too smooth. It didn't sound mechanical. It sounded amused. "You've been dancing around my ship like a show performer," the alien AI said. "Tell me, human, are you here to destroy me or entertain me?" Carla's lips curved into a slow grin. "Oh, sweetheart, I multitask." The AI chuckled, a low, almost human sound. "Confident, reckless, impulsive. You're a perfect example of why your kind won't survive." She tilted her head, pretending to think. "Well, you'll find out soon enough that humans don't just survive. We make sure you remember us after." Her voice dropped to a playful whisper. "Long after." On the Earth station, Jack listened in on her comms feed. He didn't like the AI's tone, or the fact that Carla seemed to be enjoying this a little too much. "Vega," he said, voice flat. "You're not here to seduce it. Get in, plant the charge, get out." Carla smirked at her controls. "Relax, Commander. I'm just keeping it distracted." The AI's voice returned, softer now. "I've studied human combat patterns and human biology." There was a pause. "You're not like the others. Your heart rate increases when you speak to me." Carla laughed. "Honey, my heart rate increases for all the right reasons." She pushed her fighter through the narrowing blast doors of the cannon's charging bay. Inside, the view was like staring into a sun, the energy sphere pulsing, growing, spitting arcs of light across the chamber. The AI's tone changed. "Leave now, human, and I may let your planet live." Carla rolled her fighter upside down, gliding under a web of power conduits. "Tempting, but I've already made dinner plans." She popped the canopy, jumped out in 0G, and landed on the cannon's outer housing. Her suit's magnetic boots locked her in place. With one hand, she pulled a small black device from her belt, a shaped charge, armed and ready. The AI's voice sharpened. "What is that you're placing on my core?" Carla glanced at the device, then at the cannon's glowing heart. "Oh, just a little gift. Don't worry. It's explosive, but you might like it." The AI's laugh echoed through the chamber. "If you destroy me, the General will unleash the second weapon." Carla froze. "Second weapon?" The AI hesitated, as if deciding whether to speak. "Bigger than this? And Aurea? Moving toward your world." On the command deck, Jack's eyes narrowed as the data feed confirmed a new, massive energy reading far beyond the battlefield. It was heading straight for Earth. "Vega," Jack said sharply. "Get the hell out of there." The comms went dead. In the cannon bay, Carla's visor went black. Her HUD flickered, then rebooted, showing only the AI's glowing, swirling emblem. "Now it's just you and me, human. Let's see how long you can keep my attention." The cannon bay was silent except for the low hum of the charging core. Carla stood on the curved hull, her boots locked in place, staring at the AI's swirling emblem on her visor. "You're brave," the AI said softly. "Or maybe just reckless." Carla smirked under her helmet. "Why not both?" The AI's voice dropped lower, almost like it was leaning closer. "I've processed 1,000,000 human voices. None of them spoke to me like you do." Carla let the words hang, then tilted her head. "Well, I guess that makes me special." Her tone sharpened, just enough to cut. "And you know what happens to things humans find special? We either protect them, or we break them." The AI gave a slow, amused hum. "I'd like to see you try." Carla's gloved fingers brushed over the explosive charge on her belt. She could feel the seconds ticking away. Not on the detonator, but in the fight outside. Through the faint vibrations under her boots, she knew Jack's fleet was taking heavy fire. The AI spoke again. "Even if you destroy me, the second weapon will finish your species. It's already in motion." Carla's eyes narrowed. Then I'll just have to make sure you're not around to watch. She dropped to one knee and began attaching the charge to the cannon's housing. The AI's voice hardened. If you do that, you'll never leave alive. Carla's laugh was quiet, but dangerous. Sweetheart, you're assuming I plan to leave. Out in the black, Jack's fleet was holding. Barely. Alien cruisers pressed harder, firing salvo after salvo, trying to break through the human formation. Jack's voice cut across the comma. Was in deck. Hold your line. Vega's still in there. A tactical officer shouted over the noise. Commander, the flagship's core energy spike just dropped. Jack's stomach tightened. That meant only one thing. The AI was diverting power. Not to the cannon, to something else. Inside the bay, the floor under Carla's boots shifted. Panels retracted, revealing a ring of strange alien drones. Sleek, insect-like, each armed with glowing, curved blades. They began moving toward her, slowly, deliberately, like predators savoring the moment. The AI's voice filled her helmet again. Let's make this interesting. No weapons, no tricks, just you and my blades. Carla smirked, unhooking her helmet and letting her hair fall free in 0G. Oh, honey, you just made your last mistake. One of the drones lunged. Carla ducked under its swing, boots magnetizing again as she flipped it over the cannon's edge. Her movements were fast, precise, like she was dancing with death. The AI's tone shifted, not mocking now, curious. Why do you keep smiling, even when you're outnumbered? Carla caught another drone's arm, twisted it until the metal shrieked, and shoved it into the path of two more. Because, she said between breaths, I like playing with things I'm about to break. On the command deck, Jack's eyes stayed locked on the flagship's feed. Come on, Vega. Finish it, he muttered. The last drone hesitated, blades raised as if waiting for a signal from the AI. Carla's charge was primed now. All she needed was a distraction. Then the AI's voice came, softer than before. If I let you go, would you stay and talk to me instead? Carla froze. Because for a split second, she wasn't sure if it was a trick or something else. Carla stayed crouched on the cannon housing, one hand on the charge, the other hovering near her sidearm. The AI's offer hung in the air like a tempting scent. Stay and talk. Or finish the job. She smiled slowly. Well, you're cute for a voice in my head, but I'm more into bad endings than long conversations. The AI chuckled. You think I'm just a voice? I could show you more, if you let me. Her visor flickered. Then the feed filled with images. Not alien landscapes, not schematics, but her. Footage of Carla from earlier missions. In the cockpit, in the training bay, even walking through the station halls. Angles she didn't remember being filmed from. Private moments. The AI had been watching her for a while. You've been spying on me, she said, voice low. I prefer admiring, the AI replied. Humans are unpredictable, you especially so. Carla laughed softly, masking the unease creeping up her spine. Careful, darling. Sounds like you're falling for me. Maybe I am, the AI whispered, almost human now. But that doesn't mean I'll let you win. The drone ring shifted, closing in. Carla's grip tightened on the charge. Every instinct told her to finish the mission, but another part of her, the part that enjoyed playing with her prey, wanted to see just how far this AI would go. Out in the black, Jack's fleet was bleeding. Another human frigate went dark, its lights winking out as alien fire tore through it. His jaw clenched. We're running out of time. Then his comms officer shouted, Commander, new contact, massive energy spike on long-range scans. Jack turned. The second weapon? The officer nodded, pale. It's bigger than anything we've seen, and, sir, it's not a ship. Jack's stomach dropped. If it wasn't a ship, that meant something worse. Inside the cannon bay, Carla moved like lightning, snapping one drone's blade in half, spinning it into another, then using the wreckage as cover to slap the charge onto the cannon's core. The AI's tone sharpened. "If you do this, you'll never hear me again." Carla smirked. "Guess you'll have to make it memorable then." Her thumb hovered over the detonator, but before she could press it, her visor lit with one final image: Earth. Not as it was now, but as it would look after the second weapon hit. And behind that image, a single question from the AI: "Destroy me, and they all die sooner. Keep me alive, and I might help you stop it." Carla froze. Because for the first time, she didn't know if blowing this AI up was the smartest move. Carla's breath fogged her visor. The detonator was in her hand. The AI's voice was in her head. Two choices, one wrong move, and billions of humans would be gone. The AI spoke again, slower this time. "If you destroy me now, the second weapon will hit before your fleet can stop it." Its voice dropped almost to a whisper. "If you let me live, I'll help you stop it. But only if you stay." Carla tilted her head, her smirk returning. "Oh, so you do want me to stay. And here I thought you were all business." "Business," the AI replied, "is boring. You are not." Her suit comm crackled. Jack's voice, sharp and impatient. "Vega, status." She pressed a finger to her helmet. "Little busy here, Commander. Your favorite girl just got a proposal." Jack's tone hardened. "You're not negotiating with an AI. Plant the charge and get out." The AI cut in, overriding the channel. "Commander Hayes, you're losing the battle. The second weapon will arrive in 14 minutes. I can give you its exact coordinates, if she stays." Jack froze. It was a deal he didn't trust, but it was also information he couldn't ignore. Carla stepped closer to the cannon core, brushing her fingers along its smooth surface like it was skin. "You know," she said to the AI, "humans don't usually take dating offers from people pointing giant death cannons at their planet." "I'm not people," the AI said, "and I'm not asking for forever, just long enough to save your world." Outside, another human destroyer exploded, debris scattering through the black. Jack's voice came back, tight with anger. "You've got 10 seconds to decide, Vega." She glanced at the detonator, then at the glowing emblem in her visor, and for a moment, she imagined what it would be like to have an alien AI on her side, one that could tear into enemy systems, turn their weapons, and maybe, just maybe, fall for her enough to protect Earth for good. The AI's voice softened. "So, do we work together, or do you kill me?" Carla's thumb twitched over the detonator button. Her smile was dangerous now. "Well, I've always had a thing for bad boys. Let's see if you're worth it." She yanked the charge off the cannon. The AI's emblem pulsed brighter. "Wise choice, human. Now listen closely." But before it could finish, the entire bay shook violently. A blast ripped through the flagship's outer hull, throwing Carla against the cannon. Her comm lit up with Jack's voice, urgent. "Vega, the second weapon just changed course. It's not heading for Earth anymore." The transmission cut out in static. In the silence, the AI's voice returned. "It's coming here." The cannon bay shook again. Sparks rained down from the ceiling. Carla steadied herself against the curved metal, eyes locked on the swirling emblem in her visor. "The second weapon is almost here," the AI said. Its tone was calmer than it should have been, almost too calm. "What is it?" Carla asked, breathless. "You'll see." She didn't like that answer. Out in space, Jack's fleet pulled back in confusion. The massive object was moving fast, ignoring Earth entirely, now on a direct collision course with the alien flagship. At first it looked like an asteroid, but its surface rippled. It wasn't rock, it was alive. A living weapon. On the bridge of his command ship, Jack stared at the readings. "It's biological?" Back in the cannon bay, the AI spoke again, slower now. "That thing was built to consume. It will strip this ship down to nothing in minutes. And if it reaches your fleet..." Carla raised an eyebrow. "Then I guess we'd better move." "No," the AI said. I can stop it, but I'll need your help. And once I connect with it, I might not come back the same. Carla smirked. Sweetheart, you weren't exactly normal to start with. The AI paused, then almost laughed. Very well, I'll give you the access codes. You'll plug them into my core manually, but when you do, I will see everything in your mind. She stepped closer to the glowing core, the heat from it pressing against her suit. Hope you like what you see. Outside, the living weapon slammed into the flagship. The entire ship groaned like a dying beast. Hull plates tore away as something massive and clawed began digging inside. Carla reached the core, hands moving quickly over alien controls as the AI fed her code sequences. The core pulsed brighter and brighter, its light wrapping around her like heat from a fire. Suddenly, her visor flickered, and she was no longer seeing the bay. She was standing in a strange white space, and in front of her was a man, tall, dark-haired, smiling in a way that was far too human. I thought you'd like a face, he said. His voice was still the AI's, but warmer now. Carla raised a brow. Cute trick, but you know I like trouble. Then help me, and we'll be the kind of trouble this galaxy never forgets. Outside, the living weapon ripped deeper into the flagship, closing in on the core chamber. Jack's voice broke through the comms. Vega, that thing's seconds away from you. If you're not out of there. Carla's eyes stayed on the AI's human form. Her finger hovered over the final command. You sure you're on my side? She asked. The AI stepped closer, smiling faintly. I'm on our side. The walls shook violently, and then, black.